We have engaged the Borg.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it's Diego with my beautiful wife, Karina, from beautiful Venezuela. We went through the K1 visa process just like you guys. And Karina is from Venezuela, but she had her K1 visa interview, the scary visa interview, at the U.S. Embassy in Bogota, Colombia. Karina was a resident of Colombia for almost 6 years. And we dated for a long time. And I dated her for a very long time. And I ended up living in Colombia back and forth, adding up all the total time to about 2.5 years. But this video is about immigration fraud, okay? There's a lot of folks out there that are trying to defraud the sponsor and or the U.S. government. And this video is about that. Come on along. One of our YouTube subscribers sent me a message and he said that he brought his fiancee to the United States. They got married. They applied for the green card. She applied for her green card. She got her work permit. She got her Social Security card. And now and they got married, and now she's dating somebody else.
Great Scott! Great Scott! Great Scott!
She dumped him, her husband. She hasn't got her green card yet. They applied for it, but she got a work permit, and she's dating somebody else. That, my friends, is not good. Okay? And there's other instances where somebody would, come to the United States on a K1 visa, male or female, and then as soon as they get to the United States, they disappear. They're gone. They didn't get married to the sponsor. They just took off.
Oh no!
And that's a big problem. And it causes problems for us folks who are in real relationships, who are doing the things the right way, okay? Which is why USCIS is so stringent and so tough, and why this process takes so long, because of people like that, who I just mentioned. Okay? Now, does USCIS, do they investigate marriage fraud, green card fraud? Yes, they do. Okay? And people have been indicted for marriage fraud and green card fraud. They've been put in prison for 5 years and even fined $250,000. So don't commit green card fraud, okay? They investigate it. Homeland Security will check you out. There is a fraud unit that's created by USCIS under the Homeland Security umbrella, okay? There's a fraud unit in every field office in the United States of America who will investigate green card fraud, okay? They will come to your door. Let's suppose you get married, you got your green card. The fraud unit, if they think your marriage isn't quite there, they will come to your door, knock on your door. It could be at 5 o'clock in the morning, could be 7 o'clock in the morning, usually early in the morning, and they're going to see if you're home. And are you living with your new wife or husband? Have you created a life for your family? They will investigate it, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. They will investigate it.
What you talking about, Willis?
If marriage fraud is discovered, Homeland Security will initiate a 204C, okay, adjudication on your beneficiary, which means he or she will be permanently banned from ever coming to the United States again on a green card. It's a lifetime ban, guys. And that's the reason that USCIS give you a 2-year conditional green card. Karina will get a 2-year conditional green card, and after 2 years, she'll turn it into a 10-year green card, then U.S. citizenship. Okay? But you get a 2-year conditional green card if you get married to an American citizen and then take off right after you get your green card. It's only good for 2 years. And then your sponsor has to lift the conditions off of that 2-year green card. You, the sponsor, have to do that. If you don't, your beneficiary will get a notice of deportation to go in front of a judge. If after 2 years has passed, you don't lift the conditions off that green card, you will get a deportation hearing. If you don't lift the conditions off that 2-year green card 90 days before it's supposed to be adjudicated, you will get a deportation letter or a hearing to go in front of an immigration judge. So what would I advise our friend, our subscriber to this channel, your channel, to do? He got married. He applied for his beneficiary's green card. Well, she did. He signed the affidavit of support. She got a work permit. Now she's dating somebody else. What can he do? He needs to file for divorce, number one. And number two, he needs to report the marriage fraud. It's marriage fraud. She used him for the green card. Right? It's quite apparent. So there's a phone number you can call right here. This is right here is the phone number to Homeland Security to report immigration fraud on a green card. It's 1-866-347-2423. Okay? Call that number and file a grievance. If you knowingly engage in green card fraud, let's suppose you got a millionaire somewhere overseas, lives in another country, and pays you, Mr. Sponsor, $50,000, $100,000, $20,000 to get married for a green card. Immigration will find out. If they find out, you're going to jail. You're going to get fined. Okay? And if you have been a victim of immigration fraud, if you feel like you've been a victim, if you feel your beneficiary used you to get the green card, okay, you call that ICE number. And what you can also do is write a letter to whatever lockbox. Let's suppose you got married in in a state where your lockbox is in Chicago. Write a letter to the lockbox in Chicago with a copy of the NOA-2 letter, a copy of the K-1 visa. So make sure you got backup copies of all this stuff. And write a letter to withdraw the green card application. Okay, that's what I recommend to this individual. Write a letter to the lockbox, withdraw the green card application, and then immediately go file for divorce. Okay, if the person stays in the United States of America, that's on them. Okay, because in 2 years from now, they're going. If you don't lift the conditions, Mr. Sponsor, on that 2-year green card, that person's going to get a deportation letter in front of a judge anyway. Okay. So pay attention, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, to immigration fraud. Be careful. My recommendation is date your beneficiary for at least a year, year and a half. You know, make more than one trip to go see that person. Make sure you know that person very well. Okay, Karina and I were together for 3 years almost before we got married. Okay, and I lived with her for 2 years plus. Okay, so I wanted to make sure I was the right guy for Karina, and she's, everything worked out just fine. But there's people out there that are just frauds, and they will hurt you, Mr. Sponsor, Miss Sponsor. They will hurt you. Don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I do a live stream 3 days a week, Mondays, Wednesdays, and Saturdays at 6 p.m. Central Time. I'm not an immigration attorney. I don't give you any legal advice. I don't have any authority to give you any legal advice. I've got 9 years of experience, though, going through this K-1 visa process. Twice! Plus a spousal and a K-2. I can write the book on green cards and K-1 visas. I can write the book on it. I will help you get through this maze and help you get through this difficult time because it's a stressful process. If you are in a real relationship, you guys love each other, you want to get married to each other and be together, it's a difficult, long, and stressful process. But I'm here for you with Karina, and we will help you get through this process together for free. Like I said, if you feel like there's an immigration fraud, if you feel like your beneficiary used you or you get into an immigration problem, you got to notify immigration. You got to tell them, Mr. Sponsor, Miss Sponsor, you don't want to be found complicit aiding and abetting illegal green card fraud. You don't want to be aiding and abetting that. So if something happens, report it to USCIS, report it to immigration, report it to Homeland Security. Withdraw the green card if it happens after you get married. If she takes off or he takes off before you get married, that's not your problem, but you must notify immigration immediately what happened, and that person will be placed under deportation hearings through an immigration judge. All right? There's ways to get through this. Hang in there, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and we will see you at the live stream.
I'll be back.